So we're going to cover different topics today. So I think if you looked at the agenda, we're going to talk about what we are talking to our customers about currently, but also what we're planning to be talking to them about in 2023. So we're talking about cloud, we're talking about hybrid cloud, we're talking about security, okay? Key topics that we are discussing with customers on a daily basis. At 11 o'clock, we're going to have a short break. So we've got 10 minutes. You can access the bowl at that time. That's what they call the stadium, bowl, stadium, whatever you want to call it. So if you want to take pictures at that point, you can, but we'll be back at 10. But again, there's going to be plenty of opportunity for all of that later in the day. After the break, I'm going to be handing over to Gareth, who I would say wasn't going to make it here today. He was literally on his deathbed a few days ago. So yeah, Gareth is over there. So he did make it in today, thankfully. So yeah, we were a little bit unsure what we're going to do with that section, but he is here, so we're all good. The second half, so we've got Ledley King is going to join us today as well. So he's going to come and do a 45-minute Q&A session here. There will be an opportunity to ask questions, but as I say, timing is going to be tight. But fear not, because he is here for the rest of the day. He'll be watching the game with us. There's no need to try and get a selfie with him. We'll be doing professional pictures with him as well. And he'll have an opportunity to get anything signed, should you want to, okay? So he's here until 4 o'clock, so plenty of opportunity to talk to him as well. At 12:45, 15 minutes before the game starts, we'll be having lunch served in here, so you can grab your lunch. The game will be shown on multiple screens in here as well, so don't worry, you should get a view no matter what you are doing. And then the game will start at 1 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, Ledley King will be outside doing pictures. He'll then go inside to the back room there, the H Club, and he'll be doing autographs. After that, he'll be coming here about 10 to 4, and we'll be doing a prize draw. So everybody that's come in today, you'll see you have a number on your lanyard. That is your ticket into the draw. Okay, so when you pulls out a number, if that is a number that's drawn, then you have won a prize, which I will go through in a moment. At 4 o'clock, we're doing a stadium tour. So this is a VIP stadium tour, so a little bit different from what they do traditionally. So for those of you that came on our last event here back in 2019, you might see a few different areas that you didn't see last time. So that is going to be staggered. There'll be a group going at 4 o'clock and a group going at 4:10. That lasts between an hour, hour and a half, and then you can come back to the H Club. We'll be here until 6 o'clock before close. The bar will be open. I think the bar opens at 1. I'll check that, but I'm pretty sure it opens at 1. But yeah, go easy. That's a long time for a bar to be open. And at 6 o'clock we close. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about S&S. So you all know us, been customers of us for years, but we started in 1999. Okay, the organisation was formed in an industrial estate in Shepperton. At that point, we were a consultancy firm, mainly working on Novell projects. Over the years, the company evolved, and a lot of those customers wanted to start buying products that we were working on. So the organisation started to get involved in reselling products. Around about 2006, there was a big virtualization boom. So we made a big relationship with VMware. Okay, we did a lot of virtualization projects. EMC was introduced. By 2011, the organisation was well established as a reseller. Okay, so we completely changed from where we were in just consultancy. We were working with a number of different vendors. We were starting to get recognition in the market, starting to get nominated for certain awards. And we were really a go-to partner for the education market. That's really where the business started from a reseller perspective. I did a lot of work with EMC, a lot of work with VMware, and the business built out from our customers' education, many that are still here today. Fast forward to 2019, the business has grown bigger. By that point, we'd adopted more vendors, the portfolio was bigger, and we started to work into different markets. And now we're starting to win awards. Now we're starting to gain traction into the likes of media, finance, many different markets that we hadn't explored before. And we're only able to do that by working with vendors that are here today. So the likes of Rubrik, the likes of NetApp, okay? Many you're going to hear about today, they're going to present, but also Gareth's going to touch on some other technologies that we're using that you might not have heard of, okay? That we feel are going to be emerging technologies come next year. So this year, the company celebrates its 23rd birthday, okay? So we have been in business for 23 years. And as I say, it's a very, very different organisation than it was back at the start. Okay, so I want to say thank you to everybody here that's been customers of ours. Okay, you have helped us with this evolution, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And that's brought us into new markets, new business priorities, new challenges. And And we now have a global customer base, which is brilliant, but that brings different demands on us, okay? There's more things that customers want. So again, this is an example of some of the customers we're working in now. So you can imagine the challenges that these customers have. Completely different from when we were working with small schools, completely different from when we were purely consultancy. So the company is changing, okay? So we've got to a point where we've been talking to customers, especially since COVID, okay? That's allowed us some time to talk to our customers. What do they need from a reseller, okay? Because it isn't the same as what they needed even 5 years ago, what they need from a reseller. So what do you want from us as a partner? How can we help you over the next 5, 10 years, okay? If we were to stay static and do what we traditionally did, we wouldn't be here in another 5, 10 years, okay? So this year has been incredibly good for us. So we want to make sure we're giving some of those services back to our customers. So from the 1st of March next year, it will be no more S&S, okay? There's a whole rebrand process that the organisation has gone through. The reseller arm of the business will be known as Xaxis, okay? But the bigger picture of this is that we're going to be merging as a group, okay? So that's going to be adding other elements to the organisation that we've never really brought to the market. We've been working on it for maybe 2 or 3 years, but we didn't want to start adding those services to our portfolio until we were confident with what we were doing. So why? Why are we doing that? Well, the simple reason is because we're simply networking solutions, but we haven't been simply networking for about 20 years, okay? We've been doing much more than that. We've been in the market, we've been a similar size for a long time, but the company has grown. So we felt it was a good time for a change. Change is good for everybody at this moment in time. We're seeing it a lot in the market, so we want to make sure that we're doing the same. So what impact does that have on you as customers? So clearly we want to make the impact minimal for everybody, okay? So initially nothing. Until the 1st of March, we'll still be S&S, okay? It's still the same website. You'll start to see small changes coming on, okay, from that point. There'll be a lot of releases that will go to you, so anybody on support contracts with us, all those sort of things, you'll be given clear instructions what you need to do. But the disruption is minimal. You'll just start to see different email addresses, different website. Again, don't feel the need to note all of these things down. If you're a customer of ours, there'll be plenty of opportunity to talk about this, but it's going to be very, very small. But the more interesting thing is, what does it mean for our customers, okay? What does it actually mean other than a nice new logo and a new website? Well, it means that we're adding to our offices. So we opened up another office this year in Manchester to give us broader reach throughout the country. We've also added more office space in Pinewood Studios as well to allow us to do more on that site. What is the group made up of? Okay, so we're looking at the business now from 4 sectors. So the reseller arm is still there. There's still as much input and investment into that than ever before. But we're adding logistics, okay? Logistics is something we've been involved in a lot more over COVID, okay? Something we've done a little bit more with. But over COVID, when data centers were moving, when people's service providers were maybe closing down, we were asked to be able to react and help with this, okay? And we can do that, but we realize there's a bigger need for it. So there's a whole area now. We can do all sorts of different services around logistics. I'm going to talk about those in a bit more detail. Support is the other area, okay? So we wanted to extend our support offerings, what we can do for customers. Our solutions, okay? Our portfolio of solutions is getting bigger now. A lot of you are looking at hybrid solutions, multi-solutions, okay? Bringing solutions together rather than talking to you about one single product. And the most important part of this is the people. So where are we investing in our staff, the people that we work with, our partners? So as I said, the solutions area of the business very much remains the same. All our existing vendors stay the same, our partnerships stay the same, but we're adding more to them. Okay, we're not going to talk about many of those today, but we're going to talk about those in the future. Multi-vendor support as well. Okay, so a lot of you in the room now are looking at hybrid cloud models, maybe on that journey, may have done that already. So it's very important that we don't only work with our traditional resellers, that we're continuing to involve. So working with AWS, with Google, with Microsoft. Okay, we want to make sure that everything that you need, you can now come to us. You don't need to work for multiple partners. Broader infrastructure assessments. The design team, okay, more products needs more thought. So we've got to bring in personnel to do that. More technical briefings. So you come to these events, we try and do these 2 or 3 times a year. They have got increasingly popular over the years So we're only able to open up to customers, okay? Which is great, but there's a bigger market for us there, okay? And we want to be able to make sure that you do get an opportunity to attend these events. So we're adding more briefing sessions now. They might be more intimate than this, might be at different locations, but we're trying to make sure there's more possibilities for you to visit us. New locations for demo centers as well, okay? That's through us and our partners. Bigger variety of finance offerings. It's never been more important. You're all working in different models now, OPEX models, tighter restraints on budgets. We've got a department now that deals clearly with that, and we've got more partners that can help around that as well. So logistics arm, this is a very big piece. So I'm not going to go through all of this today, but you can see the sort of different service we're now able to provide around logistics. And again, we'd love to come and talk to you about any of these sectors, anything that we're doing today or at any point in time. This is just to give you a flavour of where the company is going. And you are the first people to know anything about this, by the way, okay? So we've only been discussed internally with agencies. So we would like your feedback on this. And when I talk about the people, we're talking about the quality of the people that we have, but also how can we help you with the people that you have on board. Okay, now this is a common thing that a common conversation we've had over the years. People ask us, do you know anybody that would be good for this job? Have you got someone that can work for us for 6 months? Or more recently, do you know anybody that's looking for work? And we can offer you engineers for short-term contracts, but normally that's not really what we do. So over the last year, we've given some thought, and in the future, there is going to be a recruitment element of the business where you can come to us if there's a shortage of skills within your organisation and you need someone that you feel that fit, then I think it's a good idea to come to a partner that can vet them, that is in this industry, that is engineers, that know these sort of people, okay? So this is something that's coming in the future that we have talked about for, I say, for years and years and years with people, but it's never really been an interest of ours. But we do think there is a niche now for someone like a partner, a reseller, to be able to offer those sort of services. Engineering. So we've opened up our pool of resource now to over 80 engineers for you. To give you wider reach, as I say, there's more skills that are required now. Our help desk portal has grown significantly, so we're investing in that as well. We want to make sure the help desk is not just a call center for you. It's a way of recording issues. Any projects we do with you, we want to be able to keep those in one single point. So if you lose members of your team, there's still a record of every project that you've done, the deployment notes, the training. You can log on to one central station, it's all there for you. Over 200 certifications, okay? We want to make sure that what we sell, our people are certified in. And the partners we work with, make sure they are certified in multiple products, so you don't have to have 2 or 3 different engineers helping you. And support and services, okay? We can now offer this 24/7. Third-party support as well. If you've got legacy kit you need support on, we can help you with that as well. Again, I'm not going to go through every point on these slides. I've already been held up the yellow sign saying I've got 5 minutes. But so yeah, we've got established partnerships. So we did an event at the early in the year. We talked about partnerships that we've established, but also ones that were emerging. They're now starting to become more established for us. Okay, we're now looking beyond those. So you guys see the products that we take to the market. What you don't see is how many we get to evaluate through the year and how many people. I guarantee you by the time I go back to my laptop, some agency has phoned me up or some company has asked me about a product they've got that is the next best thing that we should be taking out to our customers. Okay, you've probably been to the expos. There's so much out there. So we spend a lot of time evaluating products. We spend a minimum of 12 months really before we take it out to the market. Because if we aren't confident in that product and what it can do, then we don't just want to start sending you emails, arranging demonstrations, okay? Because it comes back on us. So there's a number of new technologies that we've been looking at that we're going to be talking about next year. Looking forward, so where do we believe we're going to be involved? Where do we believe we're going to be of use to you? Okay, and what conversations and challenges you're going to be having? Cybersecurity isn't new, it's something we've been working with and dealing with for a long time. Okay, but it seems to be at the top of a lot of people's priority list now. So we're having more and more conversations about cybersecurity. What we want to be doing is having those conversations with you now so we can start putting things in terms of prevention. We can start looking where there are blind spots, where you're vulnerable, okay? What tends to happen is we get a call up from a company because it has happened, okay? It's too late. Can we come and help? And we can absolutely do that. but you put us in pressurized situations. A lot of times these could be avoided, okay? So we want to make sure that we're working with you to make sure you're as resilient as possible. Devices. So this is something we've done and worked with customers over a period of time, but it's never really been a speciality for us. And then COVID came, and then people wanted 1 million laptops next week, okay? We couldn't deliver that. But now devices are becoming more important. With a hybrid working model, this now becomes people's office. So we need to make sure we're able to deliver devices, everything that comes with it, so the connectivity that goes with the devices. So that's an area of the business we expect to be doing more of next year. Data center relocations, touched on that before. More and more people are asking us now to help with their data centers. Maybe it's because you've gone to the cloud. Maybe it's you've shrunk down estates. You don't need that data center you've got now. Okay? Does that mean putting it off-site? Does that mean moving to a smaller location? Again, we can help you with that. And hybrid infrastructure. The bulk of the projects we've been working on for the last 2 or 3 years. Okay? It's the right fit for everybody, but it's understanding exactly where. What data should reside where. What cloud providers should you be using? Should it be a multi-cloud? Okay? It was just designed at one point, it sounded like it was going to be a simple exercise of moving things to the cloud. All of a sudden, it feels like that's got a bit more complicated because there's multi-clouds. How do you monitor? How do you secure that? How your data is using it? We've had customers that have brought data back from the cloud. We've got customers that are very, very aggressive in terms of getting to the cloud. So we're there to help design these infrastructures for you. Sustainability, again, we talk about it a lot, something we can help you. If you've got carbon footprint targets you need to meet, there's new technologies now that go along the same lines. They're making massive effort in this area. I've been shown the red card that my time is up, so I'm going to go quickly. Managing your IT budgets, okay, that comes down to it. So all these technologies are great. We can talk about everything here, but the key thing is IT budgets. I think we always say it, they are limited, they're resourced, okay? They can be stretched. But there are solutions out there now that we can help you with, okay, to make sure you are getting the best value for it. And staffing service, again. If there's shortage skills, this is really something for the future, something we're touching on, but we would like your feedback. We'd like to speak to you about this. If you feel this is going to be of use, okay, what are your experience of working in recruitment agencies? How do you get your staff? Is it something that we should be looking to progress? And that's it for me, okay? I've overrun slightly, but I think I've stuck to that pretty well. So before I hand over to Grant, I just want to say I hope you have a good day today. There is a lot to get in. As I say, please ask questions throughout. And if there's anything I can do for you, then just let me know, okay? Thank you very much.